everybody, Tennessee Fats here. We're out in the light box here, and I wanted to record a shot here where I walk through a quick video of 8 variant covers that I picked up over basically a couple shows from the same dealer. And what I wanted to walk through and show you guys today was really expressing my pleasure with this particular dealer for the continued access and support and service. And this isn't a local dealer, this isn't just a small comic shop. This is actually a comic artist that set up his own shop and works basically publishing his stuff for a lot of companies and sells a lot of stuff through exclusives on his online store. That artist is J Scott Campbell. And what he did a couple years back was he published the Phoenix Resurrection story. Phoenix Resurrection story, for those of you who don't know, was the return of Jean Grey. I guess she'd been dead for a while. And what J Scott Campbell did was he issued all 8 issues of that. 8 issues of that particular comic. I'd say I tried to get those online and they sold like that. I was amazed at how quickly those things went. I guess dealers go nuts for these things. So I guess when they were buying them up, they were just instantaneously the morning of, they were gone. Which is a shame. I wasn't able to get them, but that's cool. I get that. That's the business model. But I was able to, over time, to hook up with these booths at various shows, and that's where I was able to get the entire collection. So let's take a look at these things, shall we? Okay, so we're back. What we did here is I took the vantage point of the camera, made it up and down, because comics, funnily enough, are read up and down, not left to right. So I think you guys would rather see the comics for the full image as opposed to it being cut off at the top and the bottom. So without any further ado, let's jump into this. So the first one of this is right here. Bam! Phoenix Resurrection #1. This is cover A. This is the original X-Men Marvel Girl cover. I'll tell you, this was the one, and I'm just going to put this up here while I tell you guys the story, where I did go in and I was actually able to get 7 of these. I tried to buy these online, as I said in the intro there, and what happened was they were sold out. So I said, you know what, well, I'm not going to buy 2 or 3 of these. Maybe I'll catch this at a show or something, because I know I had seen J Scott Campbell booths in the past. And I was lucky in the first show I went to, he did have a booth there, and they had a bunch of them. Problem being, they didn't have all of them. So I'll show you the ones that I got of that initial show, and then we'll walk through what happened after that. So as I say, this is cover A. Variant cover is the original X-Men, so there you go. You get the certificate of authenticity, you get the little hologram stick up at the top. That tells me that I'm not going to take this out. And that was the first one. That's pretty cool. That I like that cover. Then you get the number 2 here. So this is B. This is the Ultimate X-Men Jean Grey. I'd say I have read some of the Ultimate X-Men stories. I think they're kind of cool. And this one I like. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but whatever. It's one of the 8, and I decided I was going to collect these. So I obviously have to get all 8 because I'm that sort of OCD kind of guy. So that's cover B. There's certificate of authenticity again. And you get cover C. Dark Phoenix, or sorry, the classic Phoenix. It's great. A lot of people like this one. It's got the sash. It's got a lot of swishiness to it. People like this cover. This cover sold fairly well, but I was able to get this with the first batch that I got, so I was happy. That was a good thing. Now this one is my favorite of the collection right there. This dates me, and the reason why it dates me is because when X Factor were coming out, these were the comics that I read off the rack. And this was my introduction to the original X-Men characters and where I got to know these characters. So this cover to me is actually my favorite of the bunch, and I was glad I was able to get this. Now, oh, by the way, that one was D. Okay, there's cover E. This is when you're getting into the later 90s X-Men. That's kind of cool. Longer hair, my God. Cover E, very cool. All right. Cover F. All new X-Men. Now, this was after I'd stopped reading. So these, I don't quite recognize this. This is like, okay, it's I know I've seen this in print, but it's not something I ever read. Shorter hair again, weird boots. Cover F. And then, this is the last one I was able to get at that show. And this is cover H, which was the Dark Phoenix, which is kind of cool. I like this one. And let's juxtapose it against the regular Phoenix one over here. So, Dark Phoenix, sash and everything, it's all red. And there's your regular Phoenix. Hair the same length, clearly an angrier look, which I guess is something they're going to be pushing a fair amount in the Dark Phoenix movie that's going to be coming out. But this one was cover H, and this was the last one that I was able to get. So I'll tell you what happened after that was I had to go out and basically try to buy it online. Couldn't buy it online. Tried to buy the last one which I needed, which was the cover G. Could not find that thing anywhere. So I was getting to the point where I was getting frustrated. I was getting to the point where I'm thinking I'm gonna have to give up. Another show comes along, and I was there looking at other stuff, and the J Scott Campbell booth is there. I walk up to the staff and I explain, hey, listen, this is what I've got, even though you don't have any on display. And bam, cover G. Again, this is a later one. This is the all new X-Men. or sorry, New X-Men. This really isn't a title or an image or a copy of Jean Grey that I know, but this is the last one of the 8 that I wanted to buy, because I did want to get all 8. And I'll tell you, the funny part about it was when I was there talking with the clerks, they didn't have any on display. I said, yeah, this is what I bought, and I bought it from your booth a show ago, and I said, I got these, and I'm just missing this one. And I said, I'd really like to get all 8. And they stopped. They stopped what they were doing, and they started digging around. And they dug this out. They didn't have to dig this out. They dug this out. Now, I'm reading into this, maybe I'm reading into this wrong, but they did take the time to actually do this, and I think the reason why they took the time was because I took the time to explain to them, listen, this is what I'm trying to do, and I showed that I wasn't just some schmuck just trying to pick up everything I can. I was legitimately a collector, and I was trying to get all 8 of them. And they did. They took the time. So it's nice to know that when you make a purchase this big, and by the way, this purchase was a big purchase. This is not something for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart. If you have a weak heart, do not go playing in this particular pond. It's nice that when you do that, you've got a dealer and reps that work with that dealer that would take the time to actually dig this out and give it to you. So nothing but mad thumbs up for J Scott Campbell and his team. This was a great experience. I'm very happy with this, so well done. So there it is, everybody. There's all 8 of them sitting there on display. If you like the video, and I hope you do, click on the little hat down here. As always, when I do one of these review videos, I do put the playlist up here. Click on that, and just to drive the point home, click on the subscribe button that's going to pop up over here. It really shows me that you're supporting the channel, that you're actually following us, which is a nice thing. So without any further ado, Nathan, get us the heck out of here.
Bye, okay.
What do you do when you get us out of here in these videos? What's the takeaway in this?
Make sure to like to our channel and subscribe.
You do not like to a channel.
Yes, you did.
No, you like the video. Who hired you? Oh my God, I'm gonna fire you. Oh, you are so fired. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here.